We found out about our next guest when the local news did a story on her. Take a look.
These are my children, and this is where I want to be.
Rhona Levy's last wish is to bury her final remains in this 115-year-old pet cemetery with her 3 beloved cats and 1 dog.
I'm just going to open this up, put in the urn with my ashes, and Mommy's home.
Her dreams, however, were recently crushed after the New York State Cemetery Board ruled all human remains must be buried in a nonprofit cemetery.
It's as if you have a family plot and you know you're going to be with your family, and now they've taken that away from me, so it makes me very sad.
I want to thank our friends at our affiliate WPIX for giving us that footage. Rhona joins us now. Rhona, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, would you have cloned your pets?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
In my experience, from what I feel, one pet is one pet, and it's one DNA, it's unique, and I only want that one pet. I would not feel comfortable cloning a pet.
So why was it so important for you to be buried with your pets?
The reason I feel it's important is because they are my children. And
How many pets did you have?
I had, well, 3 pets are already buried at the cemetery.
Okay.
I have 1 now.
Okay.
My reasoning is because you love them that much, and because actually I've never even thought of it. I never thought in my mind that I would clone my pet. It's simply, I never thought in my mind that I would bury my pets or that I would be buried in a pet cemetery. Simply because I have them, and because I love them, I want to be there.
So you found it was that your wish may just be possible.
Yes.
How did you find out that you couldn't be buried with your pets?
Well, I had done a news article, and the article became, someone became aware of it, and they decided that they wanted to ban human remains in a pet cemetery.
And what was the argument that you couldn't be buried at the cemetery? What were they saying?
They were saying simply because I'm human.
That this is a cemetery set aside just for pets?
Yes.
And who helped you?
There was a young woman by the name of Taylor York, and she is an attorney, and she had the ban lifted because she had an uncle who wanted to be buried there in cremated form.
And I know you never met Taylor, right?
No, I never did.
But she just, out of the kindness of her heart, decided to try to help you because she heard about your case.
That's correct.
Well, we have a little surprise for you. Taylor is actually sitting right next to me. This is Taylor right here. So Taylor,
oh my
hey,
God.
stand up.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much.
So why did you
Fabulous.
get involved in this?
Well, it began with I just wanted to bury my uncle. My uncle and my aunt, Uncle Tom and Aunt Bunny, had a Maltese dog named BJ. They were
Your aunt's name was Bunny?
Yes.
Okay.
It was
There you
Uncle
go.
Tom and Aunt Bunny, and they were the greatest couple ever. They were so loving and so generous. And my aunt ran a chain of candy stores, and my uncle was a cop. So they were the greatest, funnest, most loving people that the whole neighborhood adored, but they weren't able to have children of their own.
And their pets were their kids?
They adopted BJ, and when BJ passed, they got BJ2. Too bad they didn't know about cloning. They definitely would have cloned BJ1 because they ended up with BJ3. But when BJ1 passed in 1990, they lived in a tiny little 1-bedroom apartment. They didn't have a backyard or anything, so they found the Hartsdale Pet Cemetery, which is this beautiful cemetery, you saw it in the video, devoted to the relationship people have with their pets.
So
and the
you
devotion.
wanted to, in order to help get your uncle buried there, that's how you learned about the whole process, the law on it?
Well, my uncle passed last April. So we called the cemetery to make the arrangements because he had prepaid to be buried in his plot with my Aunt Bunny, who had passed in 2000, and 2 of their previous dogs. And we were told about this ban that had been issued originally in February, and then they made it statewide in April. So being a lawyer, I immediately checked the law on this and discovered that the law does not allow the government to interfere with an individual's right to bury their ashes in private property. This is a private pet cemetery. So long as the pet cemetery agrees, we have the lawful right to go ahead and take advantage of this accommodation.
So Rhona, with Taylor's help, you got the permission to be buried with your pets.
Exactly. If it wasn't for her, it would not have happened. And Taylor so beautifully wrote me such a gorgeous letter saying that if it wasn't for my association with the Post and the news, that it might never have happened. But you've done everything to make my wish come true, and I can't thank you enough. I thank you so very, very much.
Well, I also think it's so cool that, I mean, I think it's so cool that you are a complete stranger, but you heard about her, and because of your own experience and your own abilities, you reached out to help a complete stranger. I think that's a great thing to do.
Well, when I found out about this, the media then caught wind of it, and that's how I heard about Rhona.
Right.
And I live upstate New York, so when the media wanted to cover this issue, I couldn't get down there to do the interviews.
Right.
And Rhona kept stepping up to the plate, and she put a voice to this and a face to this, and she made it human.
great.
And without her support and her ability to handle the media, we wouldn't have gotten the public support we got, which helped with the pressure on the state to lift the ban. So I could never have done this legal wrangling and succeed without the public support that Rhona generated.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for being with us. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much. Rhona, I'm so happy for you. I'm glad it's a happy ending in this situation. Danielle, thanks so much for being with us. Rhona as well. Taylor for telling your stories. TLC special I Clone My Pet is airing on January 11th, 9 p.m. on TLC. We'll be right back.